Very good morning to you, boys and girls. Oh, that's a bit loud, isn't it? Just a minute. Oh, I can hear myself. Nothing worse than listening to yourself. And you talk to people on the radio, they hate listening to themselves. Honestly, people hate listening to themselves. A very good morning to you. It's Saturday, the 2nd of March, 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from a rather grey, dismal Bracknell this morning, live from the Mirable Studios in Royal Berkshire. Good morning to you, gang. I got not a phone call, I got an email from the church yesterday saying that their Sunday organist is sick this week. Could I do it? So yes, I'm on again tomorrow. And isn't it strange? It's strange and mysterious. Do you remember the hymn I was singing to you the other day? Well, I didn't say it was a hymn. I said I had this tune in my head and I couldn't, funnily enough, I can't remember the hymn now. Oh, what was it? I can look it up. One moment, please. I must tell you what it is. I'd like to have the full information for you on the programme and not bits and pieces of it. Unlike a politician, which will only tell you the little bits and pieces that they think you want to hear. Let's have a little look here. Hang on a second. Simple version. Oh, dear. Simple version. Open that there. I'll sing you the tune. I'll hum the tune because I don't know the words. There it is. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Oh no, I've closed that. Why did I close that window? Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. That one. Do you remember I sang that on Monday and I couldn't remember what it was? And on Tuesday, I'd remembered what it was. It took me 24 hours to remember what that tune was. And then I told you what it was. I told you it was the hymn. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. Number 820 in Laudate hymn book. Well, so I get the list of hymns every Thursday, whether or not I'm going to be playing, right? And that's at the top of the list. Isn't that strange? And then the next day, i.e. yesterday, I got a phone call saying, could you come and play this week at 11 because the organist is sick? I said, yes, of course I can. And then I realised it's very strange and mysterious. Shania thinks it's a sign. Shania, who is head of all churches on the Isle of Wight. Shania thinks it is a sign. She does, doesn't she? So there we are. That's what I'm doing tomorrow, which means no early morning show tomorrow unless I'm up extra early, like I was this morning, actually. I'm up this morning at 7:45. My time sync, and I'm sleeping okay again now, my time sync has gone back into place. Now, remember I keep telling you I'm having a bit of trouble sleeping. I noticed, I don't know if this is the reason, I have trouble sleeping if I haven't set my alarm clock to go off at 7:45 in the morning. I like to get up at 7:45 in the morning. I just like that time. I think it's an excellent time. It gives me time to sit down, have a bit of breakfast, watch a bit of breakfast television. Naga was on this morning. We like Naga. Naga was on this morning. And I watched that, and then I come up here and I get ready, and we're kind of away by about 9:15, 9:30, aren't we? And we're in full swing, and then 10:30 comes, and then I start. And my day needs to be scheduled, kind of scheduled. So I need to set that alarm clock for 7:45 every morning, even if I've got in late. Because Friday and Saturdays I get in a little bit later. Although last night I went straight to bed. As soon as I got in last night, I went straight to bed. We had a brilliant karaoke last night, actually, at Central Station. That's the only place I do karaoke. Central Station karaoke every Friday night, 8:30 to 12. 8:30 has Friday nights has turned into a kind of like lots of young people in there who only go in on that Friday night. I've noticed that. Isn't that great? It's fantastic. Lots and lots of young people in there on a Friday night, and they all come and do their little thing and bits and pieces. One bloke, I don't think he got chucked out. I had to chuck him off the stage in the end. It was a complete and utter pain in the arse. Please, if there's someone on the stage, it's their moment. Don't come up on the stage. Yet they want a bit of their glitter, I think. They see a stage and they don't see the person on the stage. They just see, there is a stage for me to do my thing. No, not unless it's your turn. You will be thrown off. I'll ask you nicely first. A couple of times I'll ask you nicely. Then I will physically push you out onto the floor and you will fall down and possibly smash your ugly face on a table somewhere. So rude. And they don't see it as rudeness. That's the funny thing about it. Anyway, this bloke, he weren't having none of it, and he kept coming out, and eventually the doorman grabbed him and dragged him by his hair onto the floor and kicked him until he could bleed and he could speak no longer. No, not really, but that is what used to happen years ago, isn't it? Too many cameras now watching us. That's the trouble. Can't do anything. You can't grab out someone who's dealing drugs or something, take them round the corner and give them a good kick in anymore. Not allowed to do that anymore. Too many cameras. What a shame. So the karaoke last night, as I say, fantastic last night. 2 hours and 5 minutes to do 30 odd miles from here, though. Oh, for God, it's every bloody time I cross now. I'm really hating that journey now. Going along that damn Euston Road, every time it's 2 hours to do 35 miles from here I am in the west in Bracknell, into King's Cross. I'm really starting to detest that journey. And yet, when I come down all the way from Lincolnshire, 140 miles, it's only 3.5 hours. Because you're moving all the time and you don't hit traffic much at all doing that very, very long journey. Oh, it's just an absolute nightmare. There's no way around it. Nice, kind people often say, oh, well, have you tried this route? Have you tried this route? Well, I've got the sat-nav thing, which knows where the traffic is, and it tries to take you on the shortest route. And if it takes you 2 hours and 15 minutes, that means at that particular time of the night, that is the shortest route. God knows what it's like to go right round the outside and come back in again. I've just dropped a pen. 1 minute. Oh, I don't know. Those of you on Facebook and YouTube, thank you very much for sharing the show. Some of you to your walls. I know some of you do that, and I'm going to read your messages. Now, here we go. There she is. Shania, head of all churches on the island. So a lot of people don't realise that. Shania is a very important person. She's very important, and she is now head of all churches on the Isle of Wight. Yep, she chooses the hymns, arranges the cleaners, the flowers, now and again. She does the holy water, does everything. Shania. She checks the incense. I've heard, Shania, I'm not sure if this is right. I've heard that you take some of that incense home and burn it to cover the smell of your dad's feet. Is that right? Do you get a little bit of that incense and put it in a little saucer somewhere and set light to it? Morning, Shania. Hello to Michael Lawrence over on the Facebook Live. Good morning, Michael. By the way, glad so many of you enjoyed the stream last night. We do stream the karaoke live here on Facebook as long until we get cut off. But it's generally on YouTube. It stays on there all night. Okay, from beginning to end. So you really want to watch it on YouTube, the karaoke streaming, and you can find that at youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK. Or if you've got Periscope, it's on Periscope as well. Again, Periscope username, Chris Reardon UK. All right. Good morning to Rod Brown. Good morning, young Rod. Morning, Rod. Chris Manzar is in the house. Good morning, Chris. Jack Carroll, there's Jack. He was at the karaoke last night. And morning, Chris. Great last night. Femi's still recovering. I'm sure he is. Femi's one of our better looking singers. He's really good looking. Femi. He's a tall lad like that, and he knows how to dress. He always looks really smart and slick and span. Femi, one of my favourite people in there on when I see him on a Friday night. I met Femi at the City of Quebec some years ago now when I did the karaoke there. I was only there. It was such a wonderful place that was. And I was only there for a year, at which point it closed down and refurbished and reopened. And then they didn't have karaoke. And they had this ghastly woman running the place. I never met her, so I can't really comment. I can only tell you what other people said. She was horrible. I can't think of her name for a minute. She was really horrible to the customers in there. Nasty, nasty piece of goods. And they never had the karaoke back. And eventually they did get it back. And then it didn't work very well at all. And then my agent rang me and said, would you be prepared to go back there? And I said, well, yeah, I'd quite like to go back there. And it was all kind of signed, sealed and delivered. And at the last minute, they changed their mind and stuck with a bloke that is doing it at the moment. So that's just how it is, one of those things. One doesn't feel any any hurt over that at all or anything like that. That's the name of the game, I'm afraid. Singers, entertainers of any sort, whether you're on the telly or doing little karaoke nights in pubs, it's the same for all of us. 1 minute you've got a job, then you haven't. That's just how it is. And sometimes they choose someone else, all right? Mohammed, a very good morning to Mohammed on one of the Learn English website groups. Good morning to you, sir. Mike Reese is there. Morning from Portsmouth. Morning, Mike. Are you watching those ships coming in and out there? Mike Kempner. Good morning, Mark. Sorry, Mark. I beg your pardon, Mark. Good morning, young Mark. Morning, Mark Kempner. Danny Gibbs is watching in bed. Oh, yeah, that'll be right. He don't get up. Danny Gibbs doesn't do any work whatsoever. He's one of those lazy people, boys and girls. He says he's got a night job. Yeah, he hasn't got no night job. He goes in and sits in a pub for a couple of hours, I expect. Doesn't he? Danny actually works with homeless people. And he was on all night last night. Like, he's up all night with people, helping them. Mike says, thought you were going to change your backdrop. Oh, God, yes. I haven't had time to do it, unfortunately. That should have been done yesterday afternoon, and I haven't had time to do it yet. Maybe later on this afternoon. I'm waiting for my mate to come round. He's coming round at some point, sort of around about 10 o'clock this morning, and we have to go into town. But I have got a spring backdrop that's got to be changed. So sorry about that. Didn't have time to do it. We haven't got staff here. It's just me. Just me doing everything, I'm afraid. All right, Mike, so that's ready. Mohammed says I'm a good singer. Do you think so? I don't think so at all. I am a karaoke singer. Sometimes I say, this is the best thing since sliced bread and all that. No, what I'm doing is completely sending myself up. That is what this show does. It completely sends me up, among other things. All right. When I say I'm about to sing you a song, this will be the best moment of your life, I don't really mean it. I'm taking the mick out myself, you see. Morning to Adrian Richardson. Good morning. He was sitting at the bar last night, shoving a bag of Walker's cheese and onion crisps. I zoomed in on that packet and my lips started dribbling. Fortunately, the delightful Maureen bought me in some sandwiches and crisps last night, so I had those, which were very nice. Adrian says, I reckon if you go 64 miles an hour, that might help you get there quicker. You can't move. It's not the fast road of the journey. Generally, that's the problem. It starts at the end of the M3 and it just goes right the way through. Euston Road is a real nightmare at the moment. I don't know why. You get to the last bit of the coming from west, so the A40. You get to that last bit, where it goes down and then up and then down, and there's Baker Street on your left. You know that bit that goes like that, and it's here. It starts there. And sometimes a sat-nav takes you off it and then underneath it, but you still rejoin the Euston Road, you see. It's an absolute nightmare. Does my head. And I've always said that will be the reason that the journey in will be the reason that I quit the job at some point. Don't know when that'll be. Could be tomorrow. If I sit in traffic for 4 hours, it could be tomorrow. It could be in 2 years' time. I don't know. But that traffic will be the reason I give up that job, because it does my head in. Really does. And there's nothing you can do about it. Yes, it's all very well saying leave earlier. I already leave 2 hours, 3 hours before the job starts. 2 hours to get there, and I like to have an hour set up. It only takes 20 minutes to set up, but sometimes something's not working and you have to sort it out, you see. Got to be there early. Morning to Hayley and Lee. Good morning, you two. Mark's going to play. Are you going to play football today, Mark? It's not my sort of thing. My nephew loves football. He supports Chelsea and Lincoln City. I was looking through some of his Instagram pictures this morning, actually. He came up this... Dear. He does get into some drunken states, my nephew. He's 21. Morning to Mark Jones, Dr. SOS Gregorian in the house. Good morning to you, sir. Hello to Ray Reynolds joining us. Morning, Ray. And Stacey is there. Good morning to my niece-in-law. I think you're niece-in-law, aren't you? Niece-in-law? So you've got my nephew and my niece. And so you're my nephew's what? Niece-in-law. My niece-in-law, Stacey. And also good morning to Evie. Morning, Evie. Congratulations are in order for her. Yes. And also to Harry Butler. Good morning, great nephew Harry Butler. TikTok. I showed them the TikTok video yesterday. Yes, we had the new TikTok video yesterday, which you saw. And Olivia's there as well. Good morning, young Olivia. Everyone's there. And no doubt, nephew Gary Butler is still asleep at the moment. Either that or watching me in bed or sitting on that disgusting toilet of his. My nephew's got his own toilet in the house. He's got the upstairs toilet. No one else is allowed to use that toilet. I'm the same here. I've got 2 toilets here. Oh, yes. Got all the mod cons here, upstairs and downstairs toilet. Have you got one of those? No. And no one is allowed to use my toilet upstairs. My mate comes down and he uses the downstairs one. Trouble is, the door open. When you open the door, the smell comes out. I told him he's got to stay in. When he's finished, flush the chain 5 times. I'm not worried about the water meter. And open that door in the toilet. They should have seals on the door, shouldn't they? You know, on toilets. So you push a button and that crack around the door is automatically sealed. And fans blasting out the smell from the window so that you can't smell it while you're sitting there in the living room trying to watch Dynasty or Star Trek. It's outrageous. It really is. Adrian, why don't you try yogurt? Yogurt? Why don't you try yogurt? Normal yoga. Try that again, Adrian. That's not making sense. Why don't you try yogurt, normal yoga? That might keep you in the right type of mind for travelling. Try that again, Adrian. Don't understand that. Good morning to Johnny Key. Morning, Johnny. Toilet is the... I knew he'd be in the toilet. Gary's in the toilet this morning. He'll spend the first half an hour in the toilet, unfortunately. Anyone there on YouTube? Let's have a look. There we are. There's the YouTube messages. Good morning to Dominique. Who hasn't slept yet, 4:15 in the morning, and she was just going to sleep, and then I came on. Oh, well, never mind, another hour to go, dear. Dominique, I love your name, Dominique. Going to watch yesterday's talk show. I will watch this one first, and then you can watch yesterday's one later, okay? Good morning to Rosalind. Did you get the book? Too late, I've read it. Don't send me a message while I'm on the air and then put underneath the message, please don't read that out, because I have to read the message before I get to the bit at the bottom that says don't read that out. No, haven't got that yet. It might be in the office. I'll ask tomorrow. Okay, I shall ask tomorrow. Look. Stacey wants to know when I'm back up there. I'm not back up there until the 2nd of April. Tuesday the 2nd of April is when I return to our Lincolnshire television studio complex, the Jewel, in Lincolnshire. That's when I'm back up there, Gary and Evie, all right? But no more TikTok, because that really hurt my back. You're too big now, the pair of you. There we are. Good. Now, I've got a couple of emails to read out as well this morning. We don't often get emails on the show. And then 2 come together. They're like buses, aren't they? My sister's like a bus as well, funnily enough. Chris Lotz. Good morning to Chris, who's in Washington, D.C. Oh, yes, we're very international here, dear. It's not local radio. International. Global, dear. Global. And Chris writes, I pride myself in being an amateur, semi-professional Nancy Drew detective. And I think I need to investigate the great Chris Reardon mystery. What mystery, you may ask? Well, I'm going to tell you. Early February, Mr. Reardon was banished, kicked and removed from his up north residence. Banned for months. A few short days later, Mr. Christopher Reardon, while on video, indicated that he fell down a flight of stairs, injuring his arm. Then, a day later, his best mate was checked into the hospital for lung reasons. Can't stay up north for a few months. Fell downstairs. Mate in the hospital for lung issues. Really? 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 So take this email as a warning. I'm on to you, Mr. Reardon, and all your high flatulent behaviour. I'll be watching with a microscope, trying to uncover the mystery of Chris Reardon. There we are. Thank you very much, Chris. You carry on trying to uncover that, dear. All right? See if you can come up with any results whatsoever. We do like to play flatulent games when I'm actually at my nephew's house. It's myself and my nephew, and even great nephew Harry and great niece Evie like to join in as well. Great nephew Harry, he's sneaky. He's 5 years old. He is very sneaky. So we can be doing this and then he'd go and sit with his mum and dad, right? And then I'll be watching the telly, kind of half laying on the settee like that. And he'd come over, you know how they climb on the chair? And they just want cuddles, right? So he climbs on the chair and he kind of, what would you call it? Spoons in front. I think it's called spoons, is it? Spoons in front of me, right? Like that. All right, Harry, do you want a cuddle? So he's like that. And I'm like that, got my arm like that. And then he'll suddenly fart, laugh, and then walk over back to his mum and dad. Nephew Gary thinks that's very funny. And they stink. It's awful. Awful. And the other two do as well. My niece's kids as well. But the girl is even worse. My niece's little girl, Emily, she climbs onto your head and farts. I don't know what possesses them to do that. I never did that as a child. And you know they're trying to push one. And I say, don't push, because you know what'll happen. Don't push. Oh, they're all very sad up north at the moment. My niece, this morning, has moved to Cyprus. Yes, they got an 8 o'clock flight earlier on this morning. I'm not quite sure whether they've taken off or yet they've gone yet. I know it's 9:30, but sometimes things are delayed, aren't they? Like that business at you see that business at Stansted Airport last night? An aborted takeoff on a plane. Apparently there was a bang, so they had to stop the plane and it didn't take off. Did it actually take off or did it come back? Because planes, once they're going, you know, once they've reached that speed, you can't, they can't stop, can they? Or do they have to slam on the... I don't know how that works, actually. That must be very exciting, don't you think? Ha ha! All those screaming people. Oh, we're all going to die! I do like a little bit of turbulence on a plane. I like to hear the screaming children. They're scared stiff, aren't they? That something terrible is going to happen. But turbulence isn't that dangerous, is it? I've been told before. Morning to Maureen. Text. Oh, hang on a minute. Is Maureen calling in this morning? Let's have a look there. There's a text number up there as well, boys and girls, if you ever want to text in. 07551 259 675. Just a reminder, that's not a phone-in number. It's for texts only. If you ring it, no one will answer, okay? 07551 259 675. Simon Keane is in the house. Good morning, Simon. And Simon says... Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, what have I done now? Something's gone wrong here. Here we are. Just a moment. Where are we? Ah, yes, because I thought Simon was... Well, he was working last year at Alton Towers, and then they had the break in the season. And Simon says, "Hi, Chris, I'm back at Alton Towers. I do bits of DJing at Reflex in Stoke." There's a DJ as well. 80s, 90s cheese and stuff. What is love? Had away. So I am speaking to millions of people at the moment, dear. As well you know. Millions of people all over the world. Get on with it, dear. You're interrupting stories here. Very busy, dear. Are you coming now? Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, dear. I'm sorry, gang. So rude. Why does he ring in like he knows damn well I'm doing a show at this time? Now, hi Chris, I'm back at Alton Towers. I do bits of DJing at Reflex in Stoke, as it's 80s, 90s cheers and stuff like What is Love? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. That one. You know that one. I bet you danced to that in the 90s, did you? Oh, I used to go to raves in the 90s. Off my head every night. Oh, it was fabulous. Oh, we went to this place called Trade, which was a nightclub in Turnmills. I was so out of it there. I had to crawl along the wall to the toilets. It was that bad, holding onto the wall. I can't believe how long ago that is. That's like 20 years. 20 years. So much fun there, I tell you. He also says, Mr. Chop Chop, just seen these on the church bulletin board. The sermon this morning is Jesus Walks on Water. Tonight's sermon, Searching for Jesus. Also, on there is this, an evening service. The sermon topic will be, What is Hell? Come early and listen to our choir practice. Oh, I've heard some bad choirs in the past. Have you? You ever heard choirs? And there's always some old bag that's bang out of tune, isn't there? And last one was this: the associate minister unveiling the church's new what? Oh, come on! New tit thing campaign slogan. Last Sunday, I upped my pledge. Up yours. Please check the spelling when you're sending stuff in. For Christ's sake, I can't decipher half of it. Please. Where were we now? Let's go back. Okay, let's go back to some of your messages there. Morning to Weird City Citizen. Good morning. Haley and... Oh, so you're talking to each other. Shania says, if Dad visits you, can he use your upstairs toilet? No, he can't. No one uses my upstairs... There's a lock on it. There's a lock on my upstairs toilet. No one can... You can't get in there without a key, mate. No. I might have an additional security feature on it where you have to put your eye on it. You have to put your eye on the thing and it scans like that. And it scans you, doesn't it? Oh dear. Thank you. Ray's watching on his 40 his new smart 49-inch television, aren't you, Ray? Michael, Chris, is that the appointment for your sex change? I don't need a sex change, thank you very much. You're born a man and that's it. Sex changes and gender fluid this and all this load of old crap that is. Honestly, isn't Meghan Markle going to bring up her child as gender fluid? Oh, crap. Don't even go there. It just makes me angry listening to all that old crap here going on. As I was saying, yes, so my niece and her family, all of her family, they've moved to Cyprus this morning. Can you just imagine that? So the boy is 6 or 7. George is either 6 or 7. Emily is 5 or 6. And then there's baby James, who's about 1.5 years. Can you imagine the excitement of little children like that going to move to a brand new house and having to get there? I don't think they quite realise how far it is. Do you think? Little children, I don't think they can work out the kind of the thing of distance. But how exciting they must be. There they are with a mum and dad. And that's all they're worried about. When you're little, you're only worried about your mum and dad. There's no girlfriend involved, no boyfriend, no people to worry about, just their mum and dad. They love their mum and dad. Just imagine being a child and going, we're moving today and we have to get on a plane to move. Wow, how exciting for them. How totally and utterly excited. I'm so excited and pleased for them. I'm feeling their excitement while I'm sitting there. At this moment, if everything's gone to plan, they will now be on a plane. And they've never been on a plane before. Little children. And actually, that is the time you want to take them on a plane because they're a bit fearless at that age, aren't they? They're not really scared of things. Oh, I just hope they have a wonderful time. And of course, it's warm at that end. Well, it's not particularly cold here at the moment, but it's like I think it's about 68, 70 degrees. So about 18, 19, 20 degrees in Cyprus at the moment. And then they get out at the other end. They're in another country, and their little faces. They'll be looking around, working things out. Oh. I love having quizzical conversations. They ask questions. Chris, why this? Why that? Chris, what? Because we had the wife thing the other week. You remember that? Last time I was up in Lincolnshire. Why haven't you got a wife, Chris? You must be lonely. Well, I haven't got one. But why? Well, I don't have a wife. I don't want a wife. Oh. So you are lonely. No, I'm not really lonely, no. Now and again I get a little bit lonely, yeah. But generally, all in all, no, not really. Oh. But you haven't got a wife? Why haven't you got a wife? Well, I don't want one. Don't want one. Oh. And it's funny. And then they stop and their little brains are trying to process the information, aren't they? I love it. I love it. Has Tracy landed yet? No, she would have left about 8 in the morning. It's 3.5. Is it 4? I think it might be 4 hours. I think it's 4 hours there, okay? 4 hours, though. Can you pop over to see them? That's what I'm doing in 2 weeks' time, Michael. I'm going over there in 2 weeks to visit my niece. I managed to get a nice hotel in Limassol. Which is like down in the south of the country, which isn't too far from them, and a flight as well. So that's it. And breakfast is thrown in for that. I don't know what the breakfast will be like. And they got Wi-Fi in the hotel as well. I can carry on doing my shows. Maybe not. We'll have to see about that. I'd have to. Oh, I could. Actually, I could. I can take my my laptop. Maybe not. We'll see how we go with that. See how we go with that. All right. Let's have a look here. I've done that. Loads of wind on the way. Watch out for the wind. It's coming to get you. Woo! Blowing across all of us. Right, some news stories. Now, you remember I was talking the other day about the music on Butterflies. You remember the Butterflies programme? Now, that was on ITV, 1970 to 1983, Thames Television, I think was that programme, starring the incredibly funny Wendy Craig. It was an excellent, written by Carla Lane. I think it was Carla Lane who wrote the TV series, and it was great. It was great. And I was trying to remember the piece of classical music that they used whenever Wendy went into kind of love mode, if you see what I mean. When she's looking at this bloke and she fancied this bloke for ages, and she's la la la, and I thought it was the song I sang, la 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 la, but it wasn't. That song I sung you was Simon Bates' Our Tune. I found it. Here is just a little bit of the music. I can't play you too much, otherwise Facebook thinks we're nicking people's music and making money out of it. Okay, so here is that bit of music. It's beautiful. Listen. Oh, yeah. I've got to keep talking, otherwise it picks up the music, you see. Isn't this lovely? Play it yourselves on your own computers at home. It's called Adagio in G minor, okay? Isn't that the most beautiful song? Okay, so look that up when I finish the show. I can't play you all of it because Facebook will kick us off and say, oh, you're playing copywritten music, so we can't do that. What you're saying now is, oh, it's out of copyright because it's more than 25 years old. Yeah, but the orchestra who played it would have put it on the record and copyrighted that record, so it still is, if you see what I mean. If I played it on the piano, it'd be all right. I haven't got the piano up here. I don't know if I could play that. So that's called Adagio in G minor, the bit of music we were looking for from Butterflies, starring, of course, Wendy Craig all those years ago. Oh, it was on BBC Two, was it? What was on ITV? Oh, that was And Mother Makes Free. I got confused with that. So it was on BBC Two, Butterflies. Thank you, Mike. It was on BBC Two, that one. And the reason I remembered it was because last night I was once again listening to the test transmissions from a new classical station here in the UK called Scala Radio, which is starting on Monday. And I've been, as I say, I'm listening to the test transmission, so they're just playing music and saying, hello, this is Scala Radio. We're coming on air on Monday at 10 o'clock or whenever it was. So I'm going to give that one a go. Radio, we'll have 3 classical radio stations here in the UK from Monday. We've already got Radio 3, very highbrow. We've got Classic FM, which is just, it's a bit too laid back for me, Classic FM, the way it's all. See, it's not just the music. When you listen to the radio, it's not. A lot of these people who own radio stations think it is. It's not. It's how it's all thrown together. You know, it really is. I used to like radio in the 1980s. The way that you had the DJ in there, saying little bits in between, telling jokes, being friendly. That's all. A lot of that's all gone, I'm afraid. You know, with the big boys buying up all these radio stations, and they've removed any sort of personality that you could have had in between the programmes. A lot of it, anyway. And it's just a shame. It really is. Is Sharon going with you? No, I'll be going on my own, Hayley. On my own. Morning to Tony, who's in Foxton, New Zealand. Good morning, Tony. Welcome to the show. Very late coming this morning, aren't you? Very late. Right, there's another letter here. This comes from the lovely Glenda. Good morning, Glenda, who requested that I sing yesterday, and I sang Love is in the Air, you may remember. Glenda says, "Hi, Chris. I enjoyed hearing you sing Love is in the Air yesterday morning. You have a lovely singing voice." Oh, you must have something wrong with your ears then, dear. Lovely singing voice, dear. You haven't heard me live. Well, I was live. You made my day. By the way, I took your advice and called my dad because she's not been speaking to her dad for a while. I've talked to him several times since. I told you, didn't I? Well done for picking up that phone. It's not easy. Not easy when you've not spoken to someone, particularly a member of the family, I suppose, for ages and ages and ages, to pick up that phone, because more often than not, I think, certainly with family, I think more often than not, you are both hoping that the other side is going to pick up the phone. I'm convinced that most of the time, not always, but I think most of the time, one or the other is waiting for, or both of you are waiting for the other one to pick up the phone. And besides, what difference does it make who picks up the phone? So good on you. Good on you. She says, "I hope everything is going well for you. Please send best wishes to Ronnie. I hope he feels better soon." Well, he is better soon. He is better, Glenda. He interrupted the show earlier, as he likes to do on regular. I should just leave the phone downstairs, shouldn't I, really, when I think about it? Just leave the damn phone downstairs. Where's Maureen this morning? Maureen hasn't texted this morning. I do worry when you don't ring in, Maureen. Do text us to let us know you're well. She's had a chest infection as well. Maureen, who comes and sings at the karaoke. Oh, dear. Never mind, love. Some more stories for you here. Desperate Katie Price. Oh, she is desperate. I mean, how this would tempt anyone to get in contact, I do not know. Katie Price has resorted to desperate measures to find herself a man. Or maybe I should take notice of this. Now, tell me, should I try this? Are you ready? Here comes a story, and you can tell me whether I should try this or not. Katie Price has resorted to desperate measures to find herself a man, even attempting to lure back estranged husband Kieran Hayler by FaceTiming him naked. Oh, I've got to feel ill. Katie Price naked. There's nothing natural about her. It's all bits of plastic shoved in her. False tits, false arse, everything is false. And the face. Have you ever seen her without makeup? Dear me, God. You're not young anymore, love. Same as me. Trying to cover it up with, loads of polyfiller isn't working. The 40-year-old mum of 5, who last week blasted current boyfriend Chris Boyston in court for not backing up her story of a drunken car crash. Well, why should he lie for you? Why should he lie? No. I tell you what, I would find it very, very difficult to lie for someone who I know had done something. All that business, but you know me or you're with me or something like that. Absolutely not. No. You can't go lying to courts and the police. You get found out eventually, She did Chris Boyson in court for not backing up her story of a drunken. She was drunk, pissed out of her head, driving that blooming ghastly pink car of hers. I mean, whatever possesses someone to paint a car pink, I do not know. Anyway, she shocked Kieran's girlfriend by appearing on his phone totally nude. Oh, how awful. How awful. I mean, honestly, it's just the lowest thing ever, isn't it, eh? Katie, and she goes on that other awful programme on the telly, Loose Women. Oh, how can anyone sit there and watch those 4 or 5 old bags cackling away about their lives? How totally and utterly uninteresting. Why anyone would watch a programme with someone on there talking about their personal lives, I do not know. Katie, who shares Jet and Bunny. What's Jet and Bunny? Who are they? Was that the name of her children? Jet and Bunny? What sort of names are they? You see, I've got this thing with children's names. You know, certainly the celebrities, they come up with these strange names just for attention. That's all it is, for attention. Oh, let's call them Tortoise. You imagine giving a child a name like... Can you imagine the child in school? Anyway, we've got some more about children's names in a minute. Katie, who shares Jet and Bunny. Is Bunny a little girl? Is that a little girl? Is it Bunny? I don't even know. Oh yeah, again, that imagine that little girl in school. Bunny. Oh, they'd just be taking the piss out of her, wouldn't they? It's wrong. With her, she shares Jet and Bunny with her. She had so many husbands there. She's had more husbands than I've had hot dinners, I'll tell you that now. With her third ex-husband, was in the bath. I bet must be a big bath she's into. With nothing on when she decided to video call Kieran. Oh, I bet he pissed himself laughing watching that. And one of the kids tattled to Kieran's new girlfriend, Michelle Pentecost, who was less than impressed with the ex-glamour model's antics. Oh, why? Has he still got her phone number on? Oh, is it one of his... Is one of his children? Or is that two... Are they two his children then? What's the names again? Bunny and what? Bunny and Jet. With her third ex-husband. Was Kieran her third ex-husband? Oh, I can't keep up with her, dear. It's easier following Dynasty than it is watching her story. Katie knows... Katie knows she has an amazing figure. Really? An amazing figure? Kieran's seen it all before, and she's always been confident stripping off, so why not? Because he's got a girlfriend, dear. That's why not, because he's already got a girlfriend. Oh, I'm sorry, trash. Absolute trash. But it's not the usual behaviour of an ex who FaceTimes their ex while naked in the bath. To say it went down like a cup of cold sick is an understatement. But Katie wouldn't think it was an issue, as technically they are still man and wife. No, they're not. On paper, yes. Oh, it's just horrendous. And there's pictures of her. Is that pictures of her in the bath? I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Kieran thinks nothing of it, as Katie has never been one to cover up, and she's certainly not body shy. Oh, dear. Make me feel ill, that does. Ill. Morning to my sister. Sharon is in the house. Good morning, Sharon. Weird City Citizen said true friends would never ask someone to lie. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't think I could lie for someone. Not even a member of family. Oh, yeah, you know we had that crash. Oh, yeah. Do you mind saying you was in the car? No, I don't. No, I won't. What if I get caught? You drag me into it. No, I won't lie for people. No, absolutely not. No. Michael says he's now removed another 3 people from his phone. That's what remember I told you this, boys and girls. Get your phone when you finish the show today, right? Go through your list of numbers and look for the people that you always call and have been calling for a couple of years and they never call you. Delete them. Get rid of them. It's very, very liberating doing that. Once you've got rid of them, you won't know the number to call them back and you can't get it back. Just get rid of them. They're a waste of space. Waste of space. People who don't call you and you call all the time. Okay, if they make a phone call now and again, I accept that. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. They have made some sort of effort. But when they make absolutely no effort at all to contact you, just delete them. Michael's removed another 3 people this morning. I removed another 2 or 3 last night, funnily enough, while I was at work. Absolutely. Get rid of them, dear. Get rid of them. Now, on the subject of awful plastic bodies, okay? Bum lifts. Who wants a bum lift? I mean, I've considered it myself, to be honest. I think mine is hanging down a little bit now in my later years. My bum is... Oh, no, I didn't touch my bum and then sniff. I was just itchy nose then. I know how that looked then. I get itchy nose, as you know, honestly. Yes, I think in the later years, my bum has dropped slightly. You know, it's almost hanging on the floor. You could have a bum lift. Katie Price has had several, I'm sure. I've no doubt in my mind how many of those she's had, dear. Bum lifts. Not always safe, though. The Daily Mirror is very good for getting stories for this show. I've noticed that. Isn't that funny? the most left-wing paper that I read, the Daily Mirror, is actually the best one for these sort of silly stories and things like that, which we like on the show. We don't like to do too much serious stuff, really. In the Daily Mirror, they're one of the biggest trends in cosmetic surgery, but bum implants have been linked to a rare form of cancer. So think twice. A new report published in Aesthetic Surgery Journal details a woman's case after she was diagnosed with anaplastic large cell lymphoma, which is a cancer of immune system cells. Very bad to have something wrong with your immune system. I have a little problem which affects my immune system, so I have pills for that. Very bad when something attacks that. While previous cases have linked the cancer to breast implants, this is the first time it's been linked to bum I mean, do I need one of it? Do you mind if I just show you? No, I'm not going to take my trousers off. Would you just let me know if I should consider a bum lift? Now, how am I going to get up here? I don't want to. I mean, just a minute. I mean, can you see? Can I just get? Does that look like it? I should. Can you see that or not? I don't think you can see that, can you? Just a minute. Let's climb up here now. Let's climb up there. There we are. Now, it's turning. Bloody chair's turning, dear. Now, do I need a bum implant? Can someone tell me, please? What do you think? Do I need a bum implant? Oh, my clock, dear. Do I need one? Please tell me. I will take your advice as a dear viewer on this subject, and I shall read the story while you're deciding that. According to researchers, this case helps to demonstrate that many textured implants could potentially be a risk factor. So, not a safe thing to do. All these implants, I mean, they're full of some sort of plasticky type stuff, which shouldn't really be in your body, should it? I remember years ago, we had the terrible news on the telly with these badly made breast implant things, like a gel sort of stuff, and they were leaking into women's bodies. Leaking plastic into their bodies. Awful, really. Well, the same is for the bum things, and presumably the same for anything else that's made like that. These plastic things shoved in your body and then leaking their stuff into you. Very bad. Very bad. Let's see what you're saying about that. Dominique says, that would be bad. I always call my mum. She never calls me. Maybe I don't give her a chance. Well, not mums. Mums are often very busy. You can't delete your mum, love. You can't delete your mum from your phone. Adrian says, Chris, I'm having breakfast. Don't talk about bums. Left your ruined scrambled eggs. And Michael, stop that. I will have to delete that one. I'll have to delete that one. Sorry, Michael. That message will be deleted. Adrian says, where should we start? I've ruined my eggs totally now. Mike, be careful on the chair. Health and safety in the studio. Health and safety. Oh, dear. How many lives have they ruined? Health and safety. So that's very bad, really, isn't it, that? Now, we're talking about children's names there. We had Bunny. Bunny is actually a very old name. I mean, people used to call their girls that years and years ago, didn't they? Well, again in the Daily Mirror this morning, it says, the world of popular baby names is a very fickle one. And we've all seen really stupid names given to, or what we think are stupid names to children sometimes. What's in one year is out by the next. Creatively speaking, the bar has also been raised high over the past 2 decades. 100 years ago, the likelihood of someone christening their child Apple was probably slim to nil. Now, I think Apple's quite a nice name, don't you? Actually, there's a girl who comes in the pub. She wasn't in last night, but her name is Apple. Ever so nice she is. I think that's quite a nice name, Apple. But there are some names which you think, why would you call your child that name? Because they're going to have the mick taken out of them when they go to school. These days, it says, if you're, say, a Game of Thrones fan, there's nothing stopping you from plumping for Khaleesi. Khaleesi or Arya. But that's not to say parents don't spend ages giving it some thought. It's an important decision, but one which is sometimes ruled by the heart. Now here's one. Caitlin versus Kivlin. Now the reason I say that, it's the spelling. Now this is the thing that bothers me more than the actual names. It's the spelling of names. I don't understand it why parents think it's clever to change a perfectly normal name by changing the letters around. Why would you do that? Like Kate, C-A-T-E, or C-A, and someone would put a Y in. Why would you do that? K-A-Y-T-E, just because they want to. And it makes it very difficult to write letters and talk to people on the typing because you don't know how to spell their names, and they get ever so upset if you spell it wrong. You know, if you use the normal spelling of a name like Mark, M-A-R-K, right, instead of M-A-R-K-E, because someone has decided to put an E on the end of their name. Why would you do that? Why make it complicated? One of the things I think with all aspects of life is keep it simple. Keep it simple. The lady who called her little girl, was it Caitlin, by spelling it like this. K-V-I-I-I-L-N. The I's are apparently supposed to be Roman numerals. Why would you spell it like that? Caitlin. K-V-I-I-I-L-Y-N. What a stupid thing to do. It says, although Gold Coast mum Mavis, M-A-V-I-S, loved the name, she decided it needed some tweaks to really stand out and revealed the revised spelling in a magazine spread, the photo of which was uploaded on Imgur. I don't know what Imgur is. I've always loved the name Caitlin, K-A-I-T-L-Y-N. Sounds fair enough, doesn't it? But hated how popular it was, she was quoted as saying. So when I found out I was having a girl, my husband suggested we replace the AIT with the Roman numeral symbol for 8. Stupid cow. So now our daughter is truly unique. Yeah, and it'd be very difficult for anyone to ever work out how to write her name. If you say your name's Caitlin, no one's going to put, let me come back to it, K-V-I-I-I-L-Y-N. You just wouldn't write that, would you? Okay, Caitlin, you write your name down and you give it to her. Oh, it's not spelt like that. What do you mean it's not spelt like that? Oh, it's spelt K-V, and then you'd get a funny look, wouldn't you? So stupid. There's been some really stupid spellings of normal names. I mean, we could go back in the past with this sort of thing. Take a name like Stephen, S-T-E-P-H-E-N, or S-T-E-V-E-N, or other spellings as well. But those two, they're probably the earliest ones I can remember. But we've been doing this for years. Why do people make it awkward? Okay, I get the Stephen, that's not too bad. But to replace that with I-I-I-V for Caitlin, madness. Madness. Stuart said, amazing show today. Thank you for being... I am amazing, Stuart, as you well know. I don't need to tell you that. Oh, good morning, Joanna. Oh, morning, Joanna. Thanks for joining us. Nearly finished, love. Been here for hours, dear, hours. Very disappointed. Just a minute. Very disappointed, very disappointed, Joanna. Very disappointed. You know, I can get up for you. Why can't you get up for me in the morning? Terrible. Terrible. Morning to Robert Lunn. Regarding bum implants, what PSI do they inflate to? Oh, don't. I saw a YouTube video of some bloke that decided to go into the garage to pump up his bicycle tyres, which I've done before, except they went bang. Very dangerous. Don't take your bicycle tyres into the packed garage to pump your tyres up, gang. Okay? Morning to... Oh, there's Maureen. Morning, Maureen. You're late this morning, dear. Oh, she is late. She was up late last night, singing away to the world, weren't you, my darling? Singing away. Thank you for my sandwiches and my Kit Kat last night. Adrian, if Apple You go by Golden Delicious as well, or Granny Smith. I can't remember when I went down on one. What an apple, a Golden Delicious. Oh no, don't like Golden Delicious. They are absolutely tasteless. Why anyone buys Golden Delicious apples, I do not know. Absolutely, they're not delicious at all. That's a bit of a misnomer. That should be done with the Trade Descriptions Act. And Golden Delicious apples are not delicious. They don't taste of anything. Granny Smiths, they're nice. What's the other ones I like from Waitrose? Pink Lady apples. Try Pink Lady. They're a bit more expensive. Delicious. Pink Lady apples. Yes, very nice. I mean, I might buy some of those today, actually. I have to check my bank balance to see if I can afford to go shopping or not. Things are terrible here. I'm going to have to set up a Just Giving page or something like that, I think. Terrible. Just Giving, you know. Morning, as I say, to Joanna, joining us very, very late this morning. Have you come late because someone told you I was singing a song earlier on or something like that? Adrian agrees with me about spelling. People's spellings are disgusting, just like mine. Well, Adrian, Adrian, that's particularly normal, isn't it? That's a normal way of spelling Adrian, I think. I'm sure it is. Dominique. My mum did that to me. Dominique. So she spells her name. Domonique. Domonique. Is that not the right spell? That looks pretty normal to me, actually, your name, to be honest, Dominique. How else would you spell that then? She says, my mum did that to me. I don't spell like that, only when I legally have to. Oh, okay. Domonique. The way you've got it up there looks pretty normal to me, to be honest, Dominic. I didn't notice anything unusual about your name. I'm sorry, darling. But you are, of course, a very unusual person, just like myself. Morning to Roy Brownlow. Oh, everyone, they're all late this morning. I don't know why I bother. Morning, Roy. Roy says... Where's that gone? Hello, fans and friends and followers. Don't forget, tomorrow is the royal birthday. Whose royal birthday is it tomorrow? What, the Queen? Is it? Because it's Ash Wednesday on Wednesday. Can you believe that? Here we go. It's the run-up to Easter. Ash Wednesday on Wednesday. Yes. Have a little bit of ash put on your forehead. You must go to church on Ash Wednesday. Get that ash on there, my darlings. Okay, good morning to Merlin. He was down at the karaoke last night. Good morning, Merlin. He had daddy issues last night with me. Daddy issues. And the delightful Ricky was there. I do like Ricky. Do you think he might want to be my other half, Ricky? What do you think? Eh? He'd be all right with a decent haircut. Tell him I said that. Just have a bit of a decent... And a few bags of chips as well. Get eating some chips. Oh, dear. Hayley, we are not all as rich as you. I'm not rich. I'm comfortable. I'm certainly not rich, Hayley. What? I got a caravan that cost me £8,000. Not 50,000, 8. That means to my poor old sister had to go round and paint because I couldn't afford a decorator, dear. Bottles of gas on the side. I don't know. I want to make a list of things that I want to do this year, actually. There's certain things. I certainly want to buy... I've been trying to get a plastic shed to put my bottles of gas in when I'm up at the caravan because they keep freezing. I have to go out with a kettle of water and pour it over them. That's true, that is. Oh, it's your birthday. When is that then? Tomorrow is your birthday. Well, have you got that set in the Facebook? It's Maureen's birthday on Monday. Did you know that? Yes. So anyone who's coming to the karaoke on Monday, damn well make sure you bring Maureen a small card or something like that, all right? Dominique, is Ash Wednesday the day you eat pancakes? No, that's Shrove Tuesday, dear. Tuesday is the pancake day. That's when you're supposed to use up all your eggs and things like that. Nice. Pancakes. I like pancakes. Do you? Do you make them or do you... Because you can get ready-made ones, which are actually very nice. They come in a flat packet. You just open a packet and shove them in the microwave for like 30 seconds. They're very nice as it happens. They are nice, the ready-made ones as well. But you can make them yourself, you know, and do that thing with a frying pan and all that. We might do that, actually, Tuesday. Me and my mate here come round here. And we might have some fun. Make a small little video like that or something. Merlin is a homeless, skinny greyhound. He's a greyhound. He looks like a... Oh, yes, he does. Ricky does look like a greyhound, doesn't he? Oh, that is cruel and evil. But he does. I think he looks like a very nice greyhound. I didn't know greyhounds could sing. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, dear. Roy says I'm 58, but I look 35. Are you for real, Roy? I've seen your pictures, mate. You don't look 35. If you want to look younger, you've got to be black. Black people look young. That's it. Black people look young. They're lucky. Very lucky if you've got black skin. You look like you're 10 years old forever. Unbelievable. Really is. Morning to John Parrish joining us this morning. Good morning, John. Hayley spelt my little one's name Khaki. K-A-C-A. K-A-C. Is it? That's not Khaki, is it? No, what's her name? Casey. You see, the thing is, Hayley, that doesn't look like Casey. It looks like Khaki. How many people call your little girl Khaki? That's your fault. Casey. K-A-C-E-Y? Isn't that, what's the correct spelling of Casey? I remember Casey Jones. Who remembers Casey Jones? On the telly. Oh, yes. Casey Jones, steaming and a-rolling. Casey Jones, you never have to guess. When you hear the tooting or the whistle, it's Casey at the throttle of the Cannonball Express. Oh, yeah. That was a children's programme, Hayley. I bet you're too young to remember that one. Casey Jones was the name of the train driver, and he drove a big old steam train called the Cannonball Express. And the one episode that I remember was when a bridge blew up. There were no phones or anything like that then, so he wouldn't. No one could ring him up and say the bridge in front of you is blown up. And the Cannonball Express was hurtling down this track to what, and the camera, and then you had a picture of the blown up bridge. Literally, the track stopped, and then it was a cliff, and this going down. And I think they caught up with the train on horses. Or something like that, and then Casey looked out and saw the bridge was gone, and he put the brakes on, and the wheels were sparking as they locked up, and the train is now sliding to what? Oh, it's so exciting, dear! Is that on YouTube? One moment, please. Let us have a look. Casey Jones. What would I put into YouTube to find that? Casey Jones runs out of track, I suppose, something like that. Do you find YouTube takes a long time to open on your Chrome? I do. It goes round and round. Right, and Casey Jones runs out of track. Let's try that. There's the little boy as well. He was on it as well. Casey Jones, the track walker, the dark... Oh, they've got whole episodes on there. I don't know if your children are like that, actually. What's his name? Oh, what's your boy's name? That might be Kelly's boy. Oh, it's just Charlie. Is Charlie one of yours? Or is he one of Kelly's? Can't remember now. I always get confused with you two. Casey Jones... I can't find it. But if you type in Casey Jones, and you should bring up a black and white little videos, because they were a black and white, and it's all about the man and his train. Oh, it was excellent. Casey. Correct spelling for Casey. Joanna is saying C-A-S-E-Y. So there we are. C-A-S-S-E-Y. See, different things here. Interesting, isn't it? Michael Palman, morning, Michael. Went to a horse auction today and just finished unloading a horse. Have you bought a horse? My sister always wanted a horse. She'd love a horse. Very expensive to keep, though, aren't they, horses? The black don't crack. You're absolutely right, John. It doesn't. All black people look like 20 years younger than they really are. One of my very, very dear friends, MC Dryweave, she's a DJ. Her name's Charlotte. And she's roughly the same age as me, and she looks like she's 30. She's very tall. And funnily enough, she's just got back into DJing again. Isn't that fantastic? She's been away from it for years, and she's got back into it again. Good on her. I like her very much, Charlotte. I haven't seen her for years. Roy, Chris must be an Eskimo. He looks twice his age. I beg your pardon. Merlin, to be honest, Ash Wednesday, just head to the smoking area of GAY Late and you can get covered in fag ash without all the hymns. Yeah, but that's why you go for the hymns, Merlin. The hymns, dear, hymns. Which I shall be playing tomorrow at the Corpus Christi Church in Wokingham. Let's have a look. ARC Haley says, yeah, people get the name wrong. What about Daktari with Clarence the Cross-Eyed Lion? Daktari, yeah, that was the Jungle programme, weren't it? That's another one that was good. They kind of shared, didn't they? Casey Jones, and when that wasn't on, Daktari was on. I remember, absolutely, yeah. Skippy the Kangaroo told tales on everyone. He's a grass. So it's Charlie Kelly's little boy, is it? Chloe, that's your one. Chloe and Khaki. Case. See, that's me, and I'm not doing that on purpose. I accidentally. You need to change your name, darling. There'll be a form somewhere. Ring up the council. Get that name changed so we can all say it properly, dear. John's ex-girlfriend was black from Rhodesia. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, talking of black, on a different subject, Black Beauty was the best. Ba ba bum bum ba da 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 bum bum ba da 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 da. Stacey, oh beauty. She used to do that. Beauty. I love it. Oh, it was his ex-wife, was it? Have you got one of those as well, John? How many have you got? Ex-wives? Are they all over the place, are they? Hayley's now standing in her kitchen. She's pretending to be Black Beauty, aren't you, Hayley? Go on. Do a little bit of trotting around the kitchen. You'll be able to do that with those teeth of yours. Da, da. Bum, bum, ba, da, 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 da. 3 ex-wives John Parrish has got. Oh, you're greedy, mate. You're so greedy. Champion the Wonder Horse. Champion the Wonder Horse. Champion the Wonder Horse. Marvellous. Right. Michael bought 2 horses yesterday. 2. You're greedy and all, aren't you? A lot of greedy people around this. 2 horses Michael's got. You must put photos up on there. We want to see those, okay? All right, gang, let's do today's birthdays, and then I've got to have my pills and then prepare for my mate's arrival. We've only got 4 today. 4 birthdays today. The lovely Mark Cobain, who I saw, he was looking after his mum Monday night, I think it was. He went past the Central Station pub with his mum, looking after his mum. So good morning to you, Mark, 28 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Mark. Happy birthday. Massey Silk Bruno, lovely lady. Oh, hang on a minute. Massey Silk Bruno, is that? Oh, no, might not be who I think it is. Let me have a look. One moment, please. Is that off fashion? No. Is that the person who I think it is? I don't think it is. In fact, I'm not sure that I know that person. One moment, please. They may have to be deleted. I'm sorry, lovey. Where are we? Portraits, weddings. Come on, where's your profile pictures? I don't know who that is. Profile pictures. So we have profile pictures. Now, see, this is the thing. Sometimes people put a profile picture up and it's not them. And then to double check, because sometimes, even I don't, sometimes I might put a profile picture up of my mum and dad or my niece or nephew or someone like that. But you go into the profile pictures and then you see lots of the same person and think, that must be their profile pic. And you know who it is. Sometimes you just don't know, because someone's thought it was a good idea to just put random pictures up. So I don't know who that is. Deleted. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye. Gone. Another one gone. Susanne, Sharon Dishotel, good morning to you and a very happy birthday. How old are you today? It doesn't say. You've kept your birthday a secret. It's our little secret, as someone once said to me. And Marlene House is a very young 57 years old today. So happy birthday, boys and girls. Happy birthday to you. Are you listening, Joanna? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Just 3 of you today. Happy birthday, all right? Paul and Lou, I can't believe you keep coming in at the end of the show. You sit there watching the whole thing and then you send a message right at the end. Is that because you can't think of anything interesting to say? Not like me. Every moment of today's show has been totally and utterly enthralling and interesting. I'm a very interesting person. I'm a very, very interesting person. That's it for the show today. Thanks so much. Joanna's bought new earplugs. Go ahead, Chris, and sing. What's Follyfoot? What's Follyfoot, Julian? I don't know what that is. What is Follyfoot? Don't know what Follyfoot is. No idea what that is, Follyfoot. Is that a programme or something? Anyway, I'm going now. Thanks ever so much, gang. Time for me to get ready for me mate to go into town. Got a little bit of shopping to do. Probably pop into Morrison's to get some more Linda McCartney burgers. They didn't have any left last week. Cheap as less than £2 a box. Absolute bargains. Absolute bargains. Have a lovely day. No show tomorrow morning because I'm playing the organ again tomorrow morning, so I need to get to church to have a little practice because I'm still not totally familiar with that particular instrument they have in that church. So no show tomorrow morning. Maybe sometime tomorrow. I don't know what time it would be tomorrow if we can do one. Remember, gang, always have your little subscribe button pressed if you're on YouTube. Or do a follow on Facebook if you're not a friend already, so that you do get the notifications. And as I said before, it's probably a good idea to have both of them subscribed on both, because sometimes one of them doesn't work. It's happened quite a few times with the YouTube one and occasionally with the Facebook one as well. So there we are. Okay, see you soon, boys and girls. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye now.